Hello and welcome to one of the most uninspiring days for photography. So when I say it's uninspiring, it's absolutely miserable and horrible. It's just grey. There is nothing going on in the weather. But it doesn't matter. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do a little bit of sort of late evening, nighttime photography. So come and join me. Let's see what we can get. So the train's going by. So I'm currently situated in West Bank, a place where I've filmed quite a few times. It's one of those places, it's one of my go-to places. When there's nothing else to do, you've got a free day, you don't fancy travelling out anywhere, yeah, this is one of those places that you can get some quite good shots. So I'm currently being told off by a dog. So with the weather conditions being the way they are, just sort of grey and sort of nothing, I thought what a better place to come than, yeah, a bit of an urban sort of place. I'm currently on the flyover for the Widnes Bridge, the old Jubilee Bridge. And yeah, I've got the railway bridge to the side, which is that place there. So yeah, just going to sort of see what sort of images I can get around here. What they turn out like, I'm not sure. Whether there's going to be a sunset, I'm not sure either. But yeah, there's a couple of shots I particularly want to get of this bridge once it starts to get darker. Now I believe it's lit up of an evening. Now I'm not sure because I can normally see the other bridge, the Gateway Bridge, which I've done quite a few vlogs on. I just want to spend a bit of time on this old Jubilee Bridge. So this is certainly a lot more local than my last vlog, the NC500 in Scotland. Yeah, it feels good to be back home. And for those observant ones of you, yes, I am full of a cold. But without being accused of having man flu, I'm going to crack on with some images and we'll see what we can get. So I've not even brought the camera gear out. Obviously I brought you guys with me, but that's it. The camera gear is still in the car. There's just no point. It's just grey as grey can be. So one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you guys today is really just something that's been bothering me for a couple of weeks, probably longer actually. Take a bit of a sit down. It's yeah, just starting to drizzle a bit, just to add to the mood of the day. When I say it's been bothering me for the past couple of weeks, it has, but it's always been there. And that's the difference between criticism and critique. In this photography game, there are so many different types of photographers, it's impossible to list them all. And the majority of these photographers all have their own individual styles, which is fine. And that's one thing I would say to anybody who's starting out in the photography game, is to get your own individual style. It's important. And what it does, it separates you from everybody else. It's your signature. And what I'd recommend in photography as well is getting a good selection of friends that are interested in the same hobby. And if that's your current friends, then great. If not, yeah, it's just time to branch out and get some new friends as well. It's great to meet up, head off to locations and certainly do a lot of photography together. It's the way you'll learn off each other. You'll be able to use each other's ideas, sort of get hints and tips off each other, and also what you've discovered you'll be able to share with other people. It's great. But what's important from there is to actually move on. Yeah, I don't mean break away from your friends, but actually develop your own style. And that is so key to photography. And I found it very difficult to understand what my style was going to be. But I think I found it now. Now that's certainly not to say it's not going to change in the future. So, the difference between critique and criticism, according to me. Just reading some of the graffiti on this table. Yeah, the 15-year-old version of me has just come out. I recently posted a picture on one of the Facebook groups, and it was one of the images I was kind of fairly happy with. It was one of the days I'd gone out, tried to do a vlog, and it failed. Look at my previous video for the details on that. So this particular image wasn't a fantastic image of mine. I wasn't 100% happy with it. It was what it was. But what I liked about it was it captured the morning quite well, and it's taken in New Brighton, and it shows the sand leading in towards the Mersey, and then you've got the city in the background with the sunrise behind. And the response of it was absolutely overwhelming. It was really great to sort of see all the thumbs up and all the likes and what have you. Yeah, it's great. But there was this one person just the one, who took it upon himself to not only critique my work, which I hadn't asked for, but also edit my image as well to what he wanted, which I wasn't happy about. So on this image, I purposely didn't follow the rule of thirds. So like all of my images, they go through Lightroom, Photoshop, and they get processed to the way that I want them to look. My main issue with this wasn't what he'd written. Some of the points actually made sense. Now what he'd actually done is he'd taken my interpretation and turned it into his own. And that's where I draw the line. What I'm certainly not saying is I can't take criticism. I can. So what's the difference between critique and criticism? For my interpretation, I believe that critique is when people are asking for their work to be critiqued by a professional or somebody actually knows what they're talking about. Criticism is no better than the rest of the haters out there on the internet world. The people who think they know better, the people who want to give their negativity to creators, people who are out here, actually out in the field, taking images, doing videos for YouTube, doing whatever we do as creators, as artists, and then criticize what they're actually doing. That for me absolutely stinks. Yes, by all means, add guidance if people are struggling. If you see somebody struggling, yes, give them a little bit of guidance. Ask them if they like guidance. Offer them some support. There's nothing wrong in that at all. But taking somebody's work and altering it to your own style, no, wrong. Oh, that got a little bit deep, didn't it? But I stand by what I say. This isn't the only occasion I've had this. I've had a number of people do it, just this is the most recent. And I'll throw this out to you guys. Have you ever had criticism or somebody critique work that you don't actually need? Or have you ever criticised somebody's work that didn't actually ask for it? So as I've been recording now, the weather's got steadily greyer and greyer. Yeah, the clouds started to lower a bit. There's a plane actually in the distance. It's just come through. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's just come through a load of cloud. So yeah, it's as miserable as it can get out here. I've now just had to resort to putting a bit of light on as well. The weather is getting really quite gloomy out there. The drizzle is just starting to set in. There's a little bit of colour in the distance, but there's nothing there to shoot. It's just, yeah, nothingness over the water. And so I hope it didn't come across too negative then. It's just something I wanted to get off my chest. I'm sure you've all been through the same, and I'm sure you've all been frustrated with these types of people. It's just something I wanted to share, just to let you know, you're really not on your own. So I'm really not sure what to do now. I'm back at the car. It's a little bit drizzly. I'm under one of the arches on the railway bridge. And yeah, I'm sat here with my light on, talking to a camera as loads of people are sort of finishing work and walking past. I'm looking quite strange. So I'm still being nettled in November. Oh, it's got me. So I'm trying to get an image here. I've done this image 1,000 times before between the two bridges. So you've got the railway bridge over there, as you can see in the top, and then we've got the car bridge, the road bridge up above you here. So I'm just trying to get an image just between the two of the bridges as they kind of go across the river. This place is always good on a sunset when the sun is you can actually see the sunset, and you do get the sun streaming through the arches of the bridge as it goes across the water, leaving sort of quite a nice design on the water. It's only a long exposure, but I don't think I'm going to get that today, but I'll show the image anyway. Future Ben here. You must be watching this because previous Ben has messed up somewhere along the line. Let me just take a look. Yeah. I see exactly what he's done. He's not secured the tripod properly, so all of those images have turned out blurred. Idiot. So the images from this location have just got a bit of motion blur in. I think where I've secured the tripod down, or thought I've secured the tripod down, it's been on a bit of a spongy, possibly a bit of foliage, and as I've pressed the shutter it's moved the camera slightly and just introduced a little bit of motion blur, so I won't bother showing them. I will show you an image previously taken from that location, so enjoy. Oh, and how's the cold? Well, you know, I'm not one to complain, but it's a little bit sore my throat and I'm a bit full here and it just hurts a little bit. So we've just got a little bit of colour underneath the bridge there, and it's just touching some of the structure. So I'm just going to take a few images now. I've got the 14-24 on the front of the D7200, and yeah, just sort of fire away, take a few images, and yeah, just sort of see what we can get from this location before the sun disappears for the night. Well, I've got to be kind of honest, I wasn't really expecting that. That came out of nowhere. So as the sun's just starting to set now, I'm actually going to head up onto the top of the bridge. I'll bring you guys with me. I don't think there's going to be a lot of vlogging done because the road's quite busy and I'm not sure you will be able to hear much. But I'll get a little bit of B-roll. I'll sort of show you what I'm doing really, and we'll go from there. But yeah, just wow, that was amazing. So I'm just waiting for the sun to finally set now. I'm just sort of taking it in now. It's gone behind a load of cloud. There's still a little bit of colour in the sky, but yeah, not in the right direction really where I want to take the image. If it was over that bit, yeah, fine, I'll take a few more images, but no, it's just a waiting game at the moment. So I'm going to head up to the Jubilee Bridge now, and it's a shot I've been wanting to get for a while. Now, I'm going to be copying somebody, and it's somebody who posted this image on one of the Facebook groups. It's a Facebook group involving the bridges, and they did a fantastic image of long exposure with the bridge in the distance all lit up, and then the light trails of the cars coming through. I'm not sure whether the bridge is actually going to be lit up tonight. We'll see. If not, we'll be able to work around it, and I just want to put my interpretation on it. And this goes back to what I said before. If you're going to critique or criticize somebody's work, just make sure you can actually get that image yourself. So that's what I'm going to do. Not that there's anything to critique on this image. It's absolutely glorious, but yeah, I just want to take my own spin on it and yeah, sort of replicate what they've done. So just as the train goes, 2 trains go by. Let them go. So it's probably time to finish the vlog here. If you enjoyed this video, give me the thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know who you are, where you're from, and if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. It'll be great to have you on board of the channel. So from West Bank in Widnes, it's probably time to say goodbye. More images to come, way around for those, see what I've been able to get on the top of that bridge, and yeah, see you very, very soon. Bye bye now.